So this is the sketchbook that I took with me the other day. I suddenly decided to get on a plane and fly down to spend a few days with my daughter in Tasmania as she was tripping around in her van. So I got an early morning flight. Sunday I made the decision to go. Monday morning I was on a flight down. As usual, we've got a bit of time on the plane to draw, people sitting in their seats. So I got into Hobart, and we drove the van basically from the bottom to the top, and by that afternoon we were sitting by the sea up at Devonport, and up near the little lighthouse up there I had a little chance to do a sketch looking out over the sea. It's just beautiful. Tassie is so beautiful. So the next day we got up and we headed to Cradle Mountain via Launceston and Sheffield. And it was a bit of an overcast day, and I took my water-soluble pencil with me and just did these little thumbnails as we were walking around Dove Lake. And so, yes, as it was raining, everything was dissolving. But yeah, I like that. I like the fact that things happen in the moment, and I'm not at all interested in going back and fixing things up afterwards. It's really, these sketchbooks are about what happens in the moment. So I try and leave them alone when I get home. Sometimes I might add some notes and things at night, the night of that day, but generally speaking, they are as they happened. So it's beautiful, just little bits of memory that get attached. Us having to wait for the shuttle bus, and then the next day it was a blue day. It was an absolutely gorgeous day. So we were walking along this is the start of the overland track, and we separated. Meg went up for a big walk up to the top, and I potted around the bottom and took a leisurely stroll past the wombats, past Lake Lilla, and I sat there for a little while. And again, there's so much to finish in this sketch, but I like the way they look when they are what they are. They just happen, and you move on, and you've got that little memory. And I've got a whole lot of other stuff attached to that in my, conversations you hear and whatnot. So I waited at the bottom, that famous boat shed, waited on the little beach there for Meg to get down from the top. And so yeah, again, I left it all a bit open because the lake, obviously, there's colour in there, but I think it looks more interesting if you leave things out. So that was a great day. We sat there, Meg went for a swim, and I just sat sketching across the lake. And then in the evening, or the late afternoon, we went to the Devils at Cradle experience, and we watched, we went into the park at about 4 o'clock, I think, or something like that, and just spent time. I was just drawing madly, trying to get a handle on these little critters. So there were devils and quolls, eastern quolls and spotted tail quolls. And so these sketches, again, they're just done on the fly as the critters are moving around. So there's really not much you can do except to grab, little snatches, and they never stay still long enough for you to get a really good drawing. But they're more sort of just hopefully little gestural memories. And this was Rory, the young guy who was doing the talk, and as he was putting stuff out, the devils were coming out to feed in their usual hysterical way. But the quolls were really interesting. We actually probably enjoyed the quolls even more. They're all sort of fairly endangered and fairly precarious, but mainly because they don't live very long, and habitat destruction, etc., etc. So that was Wednesday. Now we're into Thursday. We drove from Cradle Mountain to Mount Wellington, and a lot of things happened along the way, of course. But when we got to Mount Wellington, we sat and had a cup of tea and just recovered from the drive and just looked out over that stunning view with all that weird landscape of rocks everywhere. And we went down and had a bit of a wander to another lookout. And then in the evening we went over to Hobart, back down to Hobart because we had to catch a flight in the morning. So our last night was in bush camp. So it was a very short trip, but definitely worth doing, and full of memories. And hopefully the rest of this book, I'm keeping it now for Tassie, we'll fill it up with some more experiences of that lovely island.